Venus conjuncting Pluto in Capricorn is something I want to think out loud with you guys today. So Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, or co-ruler now since it's been demoted. It's not a planet anymore, according to certain scientists. I reject that as a Scorpio, of course. Anyway, so Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. It is the planet of total regeneration, caterpillar into the butterfly, and all those kind of ideas. Venus, as we all know, it's about love and beauty and those kinds of things. It softens what it touches. So Venus is going to be going retrograde. I don't believe it is yet. Yes, it is, actually. No. Sorry for the confusion. No, it is not retrograde yet, but it will be very soon. I forget which date. Which means that Venus is going to be hanging around the area of Pluto for quite a while. I believe through around March next year. But anyway, when one planet connects with another planet, there are opportunities that you can grab onto. So Venus is aspecting Pluto. So the primary thing is that Venus is having its impact on Pluto. Now, within yourself, that means that Plutonian energy of transformation is being softened. It's being given some love. Its harshness is being mitigated. So that is an opportunity to allow your personal transformation to continue, but to feel that, like I like to say and have said in other videos, the universe has your back. The transformation is happening for your benefit. The destruction is a creative destruction that must happen to make way for a new reality. So, if you think about now the Plutonian impact on Venus, meaning what could be the death and rebirth of your Venus story? In what way is your personal story about love, your whole lifelong pattern around love, starting with parents, going to friendships as a child, little puppy love situations as a kid, adolescence, and on to adulthood? What are the patterns around love that you might like to see die? And what would the new pattern look like? What would you like to surrender your old pattern to in order to get an upgrade? And what would that upgrade look like? So it would be good at this time to meditate on that, to do work on that, to see an energy healer like me or somebody else, to go deep into your relationship patterns and see what is kind of entrenched and what might need to shift. Now, we tell ourselves a lot of stories when it comes to relationships and love. We tell ourselves a lot of stories about why we deserve love and why we don't. We tell ourselves a lot of stories about how other people are with love and how what they do that's wrong, what they are lacking. We all have patterns around love. And a lot of times these patterns are not ideal. Now, if you think about it, if you are an adult and you are single, and if no partner ever died on you, then it could be said that you have a 100% failure rate in love. That would be a pretty negative way to look at it. I prefer to look at it as kind of climbing a ladder. You learn one lesson. Ideally, you learn your lesson, and then you move to the next level. It doesn't mean that it's an upgraded person. All the people you may have loved might be just fine. They are all souls. So deep down, they're amazing spiritual beings. But as humans, they might not be quite as much. But one thing is for sure. They didn't all have a meeting before getting together with you and decide to pull the same tricks on you. If every lover you've ever had cheated on you, they didn't all have a meeting when you were 12 and decide, hey, let's all get together with this person and cheat on them, right? So the thing is, what holds all of your exes together as a unit, as a group, is only one thing, and that is you. You are the person that assembled that bouquet, and you're the one that selected all those flowers and put them in and arranged them just like that. So you're the one that maybe needs to learn some new flower arranging skills for the future. And this Venus-Pluto conjunction period is a great time to do that. So, how to do that? Number one, look at your patterns, and if you could put it in one sentence, what would you say? All my exes betrayed me. All my exes were too good for me, were not good enough for me. None of my exes really understood me. What's your story? So first of all, get the pattern in a really oversimplified kind of way. What's the general pattern of your relationship history? Number two, try to look at what beliefs or patterns of emotional avoidance led you to creating this assembly of people. What is it about you that manifested them? For example, Is it just that, well, you got turned on and you didn't really think things through? Fine. That happens on some level to most people, a lot of people. But it still doesn't mean that it's inevitably going to lead to the pattern that you had. So go deeper. What is the thing that attracted you that now you kind of think, I don't want to be attracted to that anymore? Because it always results in this whatever. A lot of times what you'll find, if not most of the time, is that the thing that attracts you to the wrong people is sourced in your parent of the opposite sex. Now, it could be your parent of the same sex, or it could be some other person in your life. But if you're a woman, look to your daddy issues. If you're a man, look to your mommy issues. Whether you're straight or gay, this could totally apply. And second choice, look to the same-sex parent. And third choice, look to anybody else that you kind of loved, adored, put on a pedestal. And think of what is it that you never got from that person, but kind of always kept trying to get. Did you try to get love? Did you try to get cuddles? Did you try to get a pat on the head? Whatever the hell it is, right? Did you try to get them to acknowledge your beauty or your intelligence or your strength or whatever it is? And do you find yourself then getting attracted to people who seem to give you that very thing in the beginning and always end up disappointing in the end? This is kind of the main pattern that most people have on some level. That we have something that is unfinished business relating usually to the parent of the opposite sex. And we then attract people so that we can work out that pattern with them. So it's kind of a subconscious thing where, you know, mom never loved me, mom never hugged me, and so I'm gonna get this person who gives me all the love and hugging that I never got from mom. And then you get together and it's all amazing. And then all of a sudden they start withdrawing the physical affection. And I don't mean just sex. And they start like not wanting to hug, not wanting to touch, like not wanting to hug when you see them, you know, whatever. And they start making their love much more conditional. And all of a sudden it's like disaster, because this whole reason for being with this person now is erased. And it oftentimes is flipped completely the other way. And then you are left with a situation where now you're desperately trying to get that back in the relationship. And you're kind of like, I know you have it because I saw it in the beginning, and where is it now? And you tricked me and whatever. The most important thing is to take responsibility. So that's number 3. After you've identified this pattern, take responsibility as this is my pattern that I created. I've identified the pattern and I've identified what I've been looking for. Now give it to yourself. That love that you're looking for from mom or dad, you actually are the main perpetrator of not giving yourself that love. And when you give yourself that love, and it's not just a decision, it's not just a one-time thing, it's something that you have to do as kind of a practice. Now, I would recommend doing like a daily meditation, giving yourself the love that you keep trying to get from these other people, and it keeps ending up in disaster. Or, at the very least, it just doesn't work. Use the energy of this Venus-Pluto conjunction to rewrite your pattern. So, again, give yourself love every day and literally direct it as that specific love that you never got from that parent, parents, whatever figure that you might want to substitute for them. Now, resist the urge to say, well, I know my mom loved me and there's no problem. I'm not talking about checking off a box. If your mom had to check off the box, do I love my kid? Yes, no. Yeah, I'm sure they would check the yes box 99% of the time. I'm talking about that love that when you need a hug, the hug is always there. Not, I'm busy, not, come back later, whatever. And obviously, nobody can hug you every time. They might be deep frying something on the stove, they don't need a kid coming around, potentially causing a disaster, right? There are times where your parents are going to reject you and it's for your own good and you don't get it and you might go crying in the corner and it might become a lifelong issue. Generally, it's going to need to happen repeatedly, whatever the word is, for that to set in. But when you, besides just doing a daily kind of meditation on giving yourself this love, every time you feel rejected, every time you feel lonely, every time you feel emotionally needy, sit down and imagine holding your inner child. Imagine the child's age, 3 years old. Imagine holding that 3-year-old you and just showering that kid with love. Your inner child will absorb that love, and then it will trickle up to you. And healing will be a kind of domino effect through your system. So imagine the inner child that was missing that love, or whatever it is, the pat on the head, the you're so smart, the whatever the hell it is that you missed out on, and that you keep on manifesting the wrong partner who ends up never giving you that thing. Give that thing to yourself. Every time you feel that feeling of pain, of rejection, of disconnection, loneliness, all of that, hold that inner child. Love that inner child. Just sit down, close your eyes, and hold that kid. Until you kind of feel it, you feel that love bounce back into you. Because that kid's going to love you for doing it. And it's going to upgrade your whole system. And it's a beautiful thing. When you do it over and over and over, your relationship patterns will end. And now that we have a sustained period, not only Venus conjunct Pluto, but Venus retrograde, which I'll probably end up doing a video on that. That's why Venus is staying in the neighborhood of Pluto for so long. That we have a real opportunity to pull back the covers on this whole love issue and repattern the whole damn thing. And this is one of the most important things that we humans could possibly do. Because this wound around love is at the core of most of humanity's problems. Now, also, this is in the sign of Capricorn, which rules the establishment, the father. It is that conditional love kind of thing. So this is more about daddy issues than mommy issues, but it's about love in general. But predominantly it is about what masculine love energy have you missed out on in your life. I was doing a self-healing, which I think I mentioned in another video, and realized that I never got to sit in my dad's lap as long as I wanted. You know, the normal thing would be for a little kid, you go up, you climb up and sit in mommy's lap, daddy's lap, and they hug you and hold on to you. And then, you know, after a while you get restless, it gets a little claustrophobic, and now you got to get out of there and run around and be a kid. But it's kind of like, you know, you go in, you recharge your battery, you connect with the parent, you feel the safety and security until you're done. And then you run away. So what could mess that up is either they're clingy and they hold on to you and won't let you run away when you want to run away, and then you get this love avoidance issue. Or like in my case, they're always kind of like, oh, that's enough. Okay, you go play, you go do something else. And then you feel rejected. And then you are going around seeking that love the rest of your life. Either way, your compass is thrown off and you're not in your ideal state, and you're going to manifest drama in the whole area of love. So, this is a time. Call your therapist. Do whatever you do to heal your issue, to put energy into this. Wherever you are in the world, I can work with you by phone. All my info is below somewhere. You could just send me a message. But otherwise, you know, pick whoever you work with locally and do some work on this, okay? Get somebody who can help you go deep into these issues and see what happens, because I think it could really transform your life, and that would be a worthwhile thing to do. So, and also you might want to have an astrological reading. I do those too, but you know, reach out to anybody that you work with for astrology and tell them that you want them to especially look at this Venus Pluto conjunction, what house it is in your chart. That'll tell you a lot that I can't tell you here. And you know, all the other things that are going on in your chart and in the transiting planets at the moment. And, there are going to be specific things that you can do to focus on, depending on your chart. And that is something, I can't address for everybody because it's going to be different for every single person. But just get excited, because this is a time that you could really change a lot of your patterns around this really crucial issue. So if you want to talk to me about it, I do offer a free 15-minute consultation by phone. If you email me at andysway@yahoo.com, send me your name, phone number, and we'll set up a time to talk for 15 minutes to see if working with me would help you out. But otherwise, find whoever you need to find. Trust your intuition on that. And do some real work. Do some energy work around this. Do some body work around releasing some of the armoring around your heart, your tight shoulders, that kind of stuff oftentimes is related. Some hypnosis, some energy healing, whatever it is that appeals to you. But with somebody who kind of understands enough about these energies that, that they can take you deeper into it. But this is a major opportunity to repattern your way of transforming, softening that, and your love issues. So thanks so much. If you have listened this long, it's like almost 27 minutes. Oh my God. Thanks for paying attention and going through this with me. And I wish you luck in repatterning these issues, because it could be amazing. Thank you.